This is UXpress, a shot of user experience. Today, Paul Pittman and I talk about design system resources with Ray Gonzales, lead UX designer at Zappos. Don't forget to check out our longer conversation on theindustryofux.com.
So I guess in terms of resources, if you're thinking about like, where do I get started? What do I do? There's tons of resources out there that do that, right? Invision has a bunch of stuff that you can look into. They have an entire guide dedicated to it. There's books out there that speak to this issue. I think maybe the bigger challenges that you might encounter are not necessarily on the code or the creation of it, but maybe the adoption of it. And so it might be good to look into resources that help you understand how to navigate those waters, how to create those structures by which you can start to, disseminate a design system and then also evolve it so that everyone is a participant. I think one author in particular that I look to is Nathan Curtis. So Nathan Curtis, he writes a lot about design systems, and he was there nearly at the conception of when design systems kind of became a thing. And he talks a lot about, some of his writing goes into, I guess, the systems behind the design system, about, how you might structure how things evolve, how people communicate, how to get buy-in, how to get collaboration. So he's a great author to look into if you're looking for, I guess, more of the, if you're looking to dive deeper into design systems.
Yeah, I'm the same. For me, we're at a point now where when I'm trying to find information about a design system, it's going to be something very specific now, as opposed to how do I design this design system. So if I'm designing a system and I've come across a hiccup that I'm trying to figure out, I'll just reach out and do a search of some sort and see if I can find something online to help me troubleshoot. But for those who are starting out, it's always good to understand the fundamental reason as to why you want this, right? And once you understand that piece, it's not just about going and grabbing a pretty interface and then just adapting it to all these styles that you want to put together in library of assets. But you want to make sure that it's going to do what you want it to do. And there's a lot of resources out there, articles. I'm kind of, with COVID now, I'm not reading books anymore. I'm more on the Audible side. So now I'm just plugging into anything that I can hear that's going to be a session or recording about something that's going to be around design or a system or art, anything around UX. I'm now kind of in that space. And then once I have a question, and I think that's probably, if I was going to go back again to asking Paul when he was starting out about design system, is that once you become familiar and you become stuck on something, just try and do a search. Today, the internet's got so much information and it's so much more accessible that you'll probably have hundreds of different answers to the same question, right? And so for me, when I look at resources, that's pretty much my go-to. I'll just flat out keyword or put in a sentence on how to, or what if, what to do, that kind of thing, and see if I can find a direct equivalent to my problem. And then what ends up happening is organically I find myself in these communities where people are now voicing and talking about their solutions and what they ran across and how they applied it. And I find that part really great, because I'm not in a static answer. I'm in an answer that people have gone through the same problem and have come up with multiple variations to a solution or an underlying statement as to why they did it, right? And what the outcome was and that kind of stuff. I find that really quite cool. And I don't stick to one community, because I think now with designers, so many out there, and they're going to all have different conversations for different reasons. And that's usually how I go about doing my research, to try and troubleshoot stuff or whenever I have questions.
This was UXpress, a shot of user experience. Don't forget to check out our longer conversation on theindustryofux.com. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.